Are you recording?
Yeah.
So what do you want to talk about today?
I don't know.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
What's going on?
Nothing.
Nothing?
What about you? I'm excited to go to work tomorrow. Chocolate.
Not really. I guess I am to some. I'm not excited. I just have to do it because that's what people have to do. They have to work.
Yeah, you're a
And then-
responsible person.
Yeah, and then you at home.
Don't do that.
Relaxing.
Really? While I'm at home, you're working hard.
Working, slaving.
And me messaging you like, can you buy me this?
Yeah.
That's what a good husband does. See?
Yeah. But just to express, now, yeah, to some degree, that is obviously what a good husband does. They take care of the family and so forth. That is, if the person you're with, doesn't work, doesn't have work, doesn't want to, which is fine. But from one perspective, when you get into the mode of working in a position that does not satisfy you or fulfill you, it comes a point in time where one has to make tough choices, and sometimes those choices will impact the lives of those who are with them. So it's kind of like you have to be able to find a sort of, I wouldn't say balance, but find a form of connection so that you can kind of remain in the position that you're in, like, working at a place that you don't want to work, but then also work towards, I guess, a future that relates more to what you want out of life. And obviously, with our journey, put the camera on you too. Obviously, in our journey, a lot of the reasons why I stayed at the job that I have, I'm not going to put details out there, but some of the reason why I stayed at the job that I am is because of our unique immigration situation and me doing what needs to be done in order to make that happen. Because we love each other. And it's been a long journey to get to this point, and I had to make these sacrifices in order for it to happen, and put some of the stuff, not all the stuff, because I was still doing a lot regardless, but then the coronavirus kind of messed everything up and stopped everything. But as far as like art is concerned and what I wanted to do with that, that had to kind of not be put on hold. It just had to be sort of, I had to stay at the job longer than I wanted to, only because this is what's important. What's important is getting a person who I wanted to be my wife, to be here, and us getting married and us being together was more important. Just randomly doing this art thing and going to school and whatever. So yeah, you have to make some sacrifices in order to get to where you get to. And I've always been one to look at work I never looked at work as being this negative thing. Like, oh, I want to get out of work. Like, I'm a very hard worker always because it's in my nature to be. And work is kind of like one of the fundamental things that allows for a person to connect to their body and connect really all the psychological functions inside themselves. Like, in that moment, when you are interacting with yourself, you're being physical, and you're seeing all this different stuff that pops in your mind, like randomly, stuff that has nothing to do with your work. Like, you're thinking, you may be working a job and thinking about what happened to you when you were a kid, or thinking about what happened yesterday, or thinking about what's going to happen later, and not really being in your work. And your work allows for you to have that connection, that connecting point, if you're able to kind of be able to know about like different developmental techniques, like spiritual techniques where you can bring your attention, your consciousness, your awareness to yourself and begin to use your work to work on yourself in a way, to come to know yourself. And so, like, if you have that, then even the work that you do that seems to be lacking and mundane and seems to have no real connection to anything that seems like higher or spiritual, it can become spiritual by making it so. But obviously, that's not supposed to replace one's aims and one's goals and one's aspirations. But given the context of being in a place, an environment that you don't want to be in, it can help you. And it can help you to get through it, to make it about something more than just the mundane work that you're doing. Yeah, so I am doing my husbandly duty, but there's greater ways of making money, and one just has to think. And some of the process is trying to get to a point where I can bring the knowledge of what I've learned in my journey in terms of development and so forth, and to bring all of that and put it into a form that can be usable for people, not as self-help, because my objective isn't to have a person do self-help, but to actually know thyself, to transform yourself and all that good stuff. So, and that's what the book is about, that's coming. Yeah, and Cherry,
I'm just at home.
nah, she's a part of the same stuff that I'm a part of. It's just I verbalize it in a way that's more. I verbalize it well, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, a lot of people can verbalize things well, but doesn't mean they actually know what they're talking about. Most people who talk about things don't have any real direct knowledge in what they're actually saying. They're just saying stuff, and it has no real value beyond it being like something that evokes others. Like, so the value in them talking about it is that, oh, it may initiate some movement in somebody else, and they may, because they heard that person say something, they may be moved to kind of seek or just say, oh wow, and then to try to investigate what was said and come upon things and maybe find a real teacher, or maybe find a real school, or maybe initiate movement in themselves to kind of have like the concept of a true teacher that's inside of you that you connect to. Yeah, because what would you do if you didn't have a teacher and there was no concept of a teacher? If you had a desire, you wouldn't go to anyone. You would kind of go within. That's what I've done in my life. But then, obviously, I've had help, because what I'm trying to achieve is more than I can muster by myself. So you need help. Only a wise person would get help and just do things by yourself.
And people just come along.
Huh?
People just come along.
Oh yeah, you attract them. You attract them when they come. But yeah. But she's a part of the same things. Like I said, it's not just me. It's not just me. She's just silly, so that's why. But yeah, we reacted to a video, Mandalorian first episode, and we want to react to more. But the audio was kind of messed up because we're using
Well, it was a good try, so it's the first time.
I'm still posting it though. It doesn't matter. This guy just gotta edit it. The thing, because you just gotta do what you gotta do. But the thing is that like we put it on the webcam. I didn't want it on the webcam. I wanted to do it with the camera, because it's not as if we don't have a good quality camera. And it's like she brought that camera for my birthday. And it costs a lot, and it's like you might as well use it. Could have used it, but we used it.
Use it.
What?
Just try it out. It's like a first time. So,
Yeah, but we can still.
so the webcam is more convenient at that time.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's what she says, and we'll just go with that. But I would like to use the webcam is kind of interesting. I just don't know how the audio thing works. Cause there's not good audio with the video. But it just has features where you can minimize the thing you're watching and even turn it upside down and reverse it. I guess to bypass certain things. But anyway, so yeah, we're trying to make more later. Why are you laughing so much? Crazy, she said. Okay, well, that was just a little. What was that? This was just a little piece of some of the kind of conversations that happens, and they'll be documented in some way. And my glasses are crooked, but it's okay. All right.
Shut up.
See you later.
Bye.